We are back. A Broadcast Podcast. Hey, girl, hey. It's your girl, Queen ShanShan, and your favorite co-host, Devin Carbaugh. We're back.
We are back. Thank you for having me.
Of course. I am so excited that you're back. My favorite co-host of all time, the one who's been here from day one, 2018, Devin.
That's right.
2018.
We debuted in November of 18?
2018. We were so young and vivacious.
And just the world by the tail.
Absolutely. What happened?
I don't know.
We aged and,
COVID.
You guys got to remember, we were doing this in my apartment and we had no idea what we were doing. We were a bunch of kids on a tape recorder and just.
Yeah, it literally was.
Literally
don't say anything else too loud because it's going to be.
Right. We didn't know what we were doing. And I just, you know what, Devin, you've been working so hard. First of all, the last about 2 months on. We have new ads. We have new sponsors. You've helped me get the new ads together.
Yes,
look what he did for me, you guys.
Oh my gosh!
This is going to be our new merch.
Yes, it is.
So we're going to have this on our podcast website, so you guys can buy new merch, Stanley cups, or maybe some fake Stanley cups, because these were kind of expensive.
Maybe the off-brands. But I was engraving this last night.
Yes.
And typical Queen ShanShan, I was like, of course they're Stanley, and of course they're from Love Shack Fancy. Little plug-in for them.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
He has his own machine that he can now do. Talk about promotion, because this is a little side gig that he's making.
It's sort of a side hustle that I do. So it's engraving. I can do engraving as well, like on mugs and stuff like that. It's not my income stream. It's not what I do. So, but if you need something, I can usually make it for you.
Yeah.
Something like this. And I also I started an embroidery business on the side as well. So, yeah. 2024, the end of 2024 was really busy.
Yes.
And we'll talk about 2025 in a minute. But yeah.
Yes. Real quick to top on that as well, since you're going to be doing embroidery, that means that you can embroider hats and you can do T-shirts and jackets.
Hats.
That's what you did. That's your logo.
Okay, so this is and I'm starting a brand probably as well. I mean, it's no secret that I'm trying to. So this is my logo, Seahorse. And it might be here on my shirt.
Love it.
As well.
And I love the rainbow. Yeah. May I ask why seahorse is significant?
It's a creature that carries. It's the only creature or species that carries the male carries the baby, and I'm carrying a baby right now, as you can tell.
You're pregnant. Congratulations.
Yes, I am. I thought we had that in common. No, what I want to do is make very small, beautiful objects, and I was trying to think of an animal that is a small object that's beautiful.
Okay.
And it's always been a seahorse. They're very mysterious as well. They do things on their own, and they're just determined. You
know what? Real quick, we're already off the subject. This is how it's going to be, you guys, on the show.
It's fine.
Because this is how we do. Because we're literally friends, and we just love to rave and talk. There's an art show coming up in March. I think you should go. It's an art craft show.
Okay.
And I think it would be advantageous, since you're going to be doing this, to maybe go. It's at the LA Mart.
Oh, okay. So it's a vendor-based thing.
Yeah, it's a vendor-based thing. So I want to go too in March. I think it's the first week of March, but I'll let you guys know about that. But I'm going to make sure you know about that. Anyways, first of all, happy Black History Month. Today is officially, we're recording this on February 1st, 2025, and we are adhering to Black History Month because Black History Month is world history. Okay, let's be honest. And we are not going to erase it because of a certain administration wants to erase anybody that's not this color, blue eyes, and blonde hair. Okay? Or straight. So what we're going to do is make sure we are administering and we look into Black history. We're going to continue education about Black History Month this entire month and this entire year, because we will not be erased like some other people want to do. We'll talk about that in a minute. In the meantime, let's take a real quick break, and then let's get into it. Take us away, Simeon. Woo! I just came from Napoli Naturals Apothecary, and I got a great haul today.
Girl, tell me what's in that big bag.
Well, I just went on vacation, and unfortunately, I got a skin rash. So I bought some extra soaps, some skin oils, and also this wonderful shea butter that helps with the itch.
Well, I know a thing or two about rashes and itches.
Well, we will talk about that later. In the meantime, Napoli Naturals and Apothecary is located centrally in Los Angeles. It is a family-owned brand, and they have everything you need to take care of your health. And get this, they're using Queen ShanShan for 15% off. So if you want to go to Napoli Naturals and Apothecary, you can go into the store and use code Queen ShanShan, or go on their website, napolinaturals.com, and order anything you want. And remember, tell them Queen ShanShan sent ya. Hunty!
Hey, Queen ShanShan, how are you?
Hey, Coach HT. I am picking up some groceries for the week, girl. What about you?
Yes, I am with you. I'm just making sure I get my fresh produce. I saw that you just got back from France. How was it?
Mi amor. France was fabulous. The food, the wineries, and of course, lots of shopping. But you know what? After those long flights, I am in so much pain and discomfort. My shoulders, my back, my hips are just so tight, and I'm also going through some major jet lag.
I know how it is. Those international flights are the worst. Everything hurts. But Queen ShanShan, I must tell you, I created an easy on-the-go mobility program for those who like to catch flights, not feelings. I call it the Fit Travel Kit.
100%. How do I get access to those tips right now? Spill the tea.
The tea can be found on my app. Write this down. It's at app.thefitgym, that's PHYT.com.
Au revoir. Oh, Devin.
What's the matter?
I have a toothache and I'm just, I don't like going to the dentist. I'm so scared of dental chairs and dentists and needles, but I got to take care of this pain.
No. Say no more. I know the perfect place for you. It's called Exquisite Dentistry. Dr. Agil is his name, and they actually specialize in dental chickens, meaning like people that are scared to go to the dentist because they're so gentle, and they will calm your nerves, girl.
I'm just really scared about dentists. What other services do they offer?
This place offers a spa-like experience from the second that you walk in.
Well, I see on their website they offer soft lighting, warm blankets, noise-canceling headphones, and aromatherapy. Wow, I need to make an appointment today.
Absolutely. It's basically first class.
Well, I'm going to give them a call today and look at their website at exquisitedentistryla.com.
And don't forget to mention Queen ShanShan sent you.
Hunty. We are back. So how did you guys like the new ads? Those are our new sponsors for 2025 season 6. Season 6, Devin.
That's crazy to even think of residuals. You get residuals now.
Yeah.
Season 6.
Yeah. I'm not making $1 million yet. But my goodness, we got some sponsors who love our show and who are true supporters of A Broadcast Podcast, Abroad Productions. And again, I want to thank Napoli Naturals, Sharon Williams, and Umar. Thank you so much. I want to thank Heather Thomas, who is our sponsor for Fit Gym. Please take a look at her new app for travel and working out. We want to thank DreaShop.com, which is by Andrea Bernholtz. Thank you, and thank you, Devin, for implementing that relationship as well.
Of course.
We also want to thank Exquisite Dentistry. They have been our sponsor for the last 3 seasons. Dr. Agil, thank you so much. And of course, we're sponsored by my own insurance company, SD Langhorne Insurance Services, ShanInsure.com. So we got some great sponsors this year. Thank you for all of that. I also want to thank all of you listeners and subscribers. We now officially have hit almost 20,000 worldwide subscribers, collectively through YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Google, Amazon Music. So thank you so much. So we're going to have great new content for 2025. So let's get into it, Devin. 2024 was a year of greatness, but also disappointments. We've had our first Black and Indian presidential nominee, Kamala Harris. That came into the race because Biden dropped out.
Right.
And there was steam full positive steam to get her to the presidency. But unfortunately, she lost to Donald Trump. And, what has happened since then? A lot. And she bowed out gracefully. There were no riots.
There were no riots.
There were no protests. There were no insurrections. She said, "Okay, dude, you won fair and square. He won we talk about facts here. He won the popular vote and he won the electoral vote."
That's right.
Okay. And I remember I was in Tulum, Mexico on vacation. I'm supposed to be on vacation, but I remember being on my phone, looking at the election results, crying.
You were.
With my pina colada.
It was stunning, right? I was stunned.
I was very stunned because the momentum that she created during the summer was overwhelmingly amazing.
It was amazing.
I mean, she reached out across the board to everybody.
Yeah, she did.
And she had an amazing support, but unfortunately, the other side won.
The other side won. But she put on a hell of a fight.
She sure did.
For 91 days or whatever it was, the time that she had to
imagine if she would have had a whole year.
Or 4 years.
Or 4 years.
Trump had.
Yeah.
So, I mean, subsequently, after the election, I've heard she was a terrible candidate, blah, blah,
no, she was
all
not.
of this stuff, And, I don't think she was a terrible candidate. I think she made the best of what she had. Did she make some mistakes here and there? Of course, we all do.
Yeah, but
But
you're not, but she wasn't saying awful things in the pre-campaign like Trump was.
No, she wasn't.
And him lying about Project 2025. Yes, he denounced 2025. And what are we doing right now?
2025.
We're doing 2025 project. Whatever was in that handbook, that 977-page ridiculous manual that was proposed earlier in 2024, he's doing it by the book now.
Yeah, page by page.
Page by page. We don't want to make this a political podcast, but this is a cultural podcast. This is what's going on in our culture right now. I don't like politics like anybody else, but it is reality. This man has been in office. Today is February 1st. This man has been in office for now 10 days.
10 days?
10 days. Not 10. It felt like 10 years already.
Oh, right. It does.
10 days. And he's already dismantling the federal government. He's firing employees, federal employees, threatening them with either you let go your job now or you're going to get some sort of furlough or something or severance the next 8 months. They're saying don't take it because that's not true.
You won't get, meaning you won't get it. If
you're not going to get it.
You're not going to get it.
No, you can't. You cannot believe anything this man says. First of all,
right.
And then what has happened in the last 10 days?
Gosh, tragedy.
It's tragedy upon tragedy. We have had a horrible plane crash that has happened in Washington D.C., where a American Airlines flight collided with a Black Hawk helicopter, and unfortunately everybody was killed. There were no survivors.
That sounds like a movie script.
It does.
It's like you're pitching this movie to Hollywood.
It does.
And it just doesn't, because it doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't. I literally cried that night when it happened, which was Wednesday night, and then Thursday morning I cried because it came to me. I'm a frequent flyer on these planes.
Right.
Frequent flyer. I am a member, what do you call it?
Million miler.
A frequent flyer on American Airlines.
You're a million miler. Come on.
I am.
Right,
almost.
Getting there.
I'm almost getting there. Not yet.
Mm-hmm.
And imagine if that was me. This was a flight that goes, this flight pattern is a commuter flight. Flights 6 or 7 times a day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No issue.
No issues. Zero issues.
Zero issues. There are millions of flights that happen every year. We have not had a domestic crash in 17 years. Don't quote me.
Yeah, don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I think it was 17 years.
I think it was when Obama went into office.
Okay.
That sort of like similar to what's happening right now with Trump. Because I read that the Secretary of Transportation that was appointed, or whatever he put in place, Obama, the next day he had to deal with a plane crash too. I don't know if it was in Buffalo or where it was, but there was a domestic commercial airline crash immediately thereafter. Okay. But it was a crash. It wasn't a collision, a midair collision. It was it slid off the runway in Buffalo, I believe it was. Don't quote me on any of this, but that's about right.
Or was the other one when the Sully?
Yeah, well, yeah.
That was the Hudson River.
Yeah, that's been a while.
But no one died on that
Nobody
one, I don't
died.
think. No one died. Because of what he did to save and maneuver into the river, everybody was saved. Don't quote me on that, Maybe one person died.
No, nobody died.
No one died in that.
No one died.
I just remember Sully and the people were floating on the wing.
Yeah.
In the cold water.
They're all like on the wing, like little penguins, like come get us.
Yeah, yeah. HBO actually had that on the other night. I should have watched it the other night.
Yeah.
Anyways, so what does President Trump do? Doesn't say we are praying for the victims. He doesn't want to bring compassion. He gets on the stage, the world stage.
Well, he had a moment of silence, and you thought,
did he really?
Oh, he kind of set the tone. He was like, okay, he's going to actually have a heart.
I didn't see that part.
And then it didn't live long.
No, it didn't live long. DEI, DEI, DEI. You're blaming it on DEI, dude. So I do not know what happened. They're still investigating. The FAA is still investigating, even though he fired a lot of the high-ranking people the day he was inaugurated.
Right.
Okay, that is a fact.
That is a fact.
So there will be some blame. The helicopter, they don't know why the helicopter was in the range of a domestic flight.
Yeah.
They don't know why, but it was
200 feet above itself.
Yes, and it was a training flight. They were training for whatever reason.
Can't you pick another time to change?
Right, or
but
there is an air base near the domestic airport. This is a small airport. This is not Dulles. This was a smaller airport by the Potomac.
Have you flown into Reagan? It's Reagan. And have you flown into Reagan before?
I have.
And it's just tiny.
It's tiny.
Small.
It's like Ontario.
Very easy to get in and out of,
Very,
for
very,
the city
very.
dwellers.
So why was the helicopter so close to a domestic flight? Where was air control? Where was air traffic? Who was saying what? What happened? Today's again February 1st. So this only happened 3 days ago.
Yeah, it was Wednesday and we're Saturday now.
Yes. And then yesterday, there was a small passenger plane that crashed in Philadelphia by the mall. By a mall.
Yeah, it didn't just crash. It was like rocketed to the ground.
Rocketed.
I was watching the news last night after it had happened, and it was like plummeting 11,000 feet per minute.
What?
So yeah, that's some force.
And people had all these Ring cameras that actually caught sight of the crash, and people thought it was a missile. People thought we were in war. Like it was an actual.
Seemed like
it looked like a missile hitting the ground and this huge explosion.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think that too. I didn't know what was going on.
I would totally think
see a huge explosion in my neighborhood.
Right.
I'm thinking, oh my God, we're being attacked.
Sure.
We're being attacked.
And there were two, it exploded and then exploded again. So there were two explosions.
Yes.
You're like, what is this?
Now, I don't know. There were 6 people on that plane. It was also an emergency. It was a hospital plane or something, right? Or medevac.
Yeah.
So, what happened? The pilots, what happened? There was 2 doctors, 2 nurses, and 2 pilots. All of them lost their lives. Was there anyone on the ground that lost their lives? Because it hit buildings.
I have not heard that as of this morning, but they said there's several injuries on the ground.
Yes.
They haven't named any fatalities as of now that I know of.
Okay. So that is just, if you guys are in a cave, you don't know what's going on. I know we broadcast all over the world. Thank you, Europe, for listening to us, the Middle East. Thank you, the Asian countries listening to us. We appreciate Australia's following us, New Zealand.
Australia.
If you guys don't know what's going on, this is what's going on. This is what's going on over here on this side of the pond.
Yeah.
Can we come over?
Yeah.
Because Portugal is looking better every day for me.
Exactly.
Every day.
Yeah, as long as you go by boat, no planes. I don't want to fly anything.
Well,
I don't know what's up.
I'm not going on any trips until May. Me and Theron, and I'll be nervous. Hopefully things will be calmed down by then.
Yeah.
This is again. I was talking on my Instagram stories. I hate to use this word. We used this word so many times during COVID. It was unprecedented.
Right. Sure.
And we are now again using this word again. We're going through unprecedented times since Trump took over office. It's so scary. And I want to get back into that later. I'm going to talk about some fun stuff, though, right now.
Let's talk about fun stuff.
Let's talk about some fun stuff.
Let's leave the dark behind for a minute.
Absolutely. So with travel, this year, 2024, I've been to 10 countries.
You went to 10 countries in 24. That's amazing.
It started last year to Vietnam and Cambodia. I was in Prague, Germany. I was in Bali this year, France, Mexico, of course. I went to, oh my goodness, I know I'm missing a couple more countries, but almost every month last year I was traveling.
What of those countries that you visited, which ones were like you'd been to before? Or were they
France.
all new? France.
Yeah,
Only France.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. So
Yeah.
you're like checking those boxes, trying to get those countries checked off. Right?
Officially 54 countries now
that's
in
amazing.
total. 54 countries.
54.
Mm-hmm.
That's a number that I am living in right now. I'm living in that 54.
You living in that 54?
54th year right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a goal to be one of those centurion travelers to hit
That's
the 100 countries.
I mean,
you're in a special club. It's called the Centurions or the Century Club.
Yeah.
To where you hit
really?
Yeah, and the way you prove it is your passport. You prove all your stamps.
Oh, that's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
You have to scan it in.
I guess you scan it in or you take pictures of but I would love to be part of that club.
Well,
it's like an exclusive
there's so many
club.
people that don't even leave our country,
Oh, there's
or maybe
so
they go
many.
to Mexico.
Or Canada.
They're gonna be like really risky and go to Mexico or Canada.
Yeah. Oh, that's where I went. I went to Canada this year.
We love our neighbors up north. And
Went
our
to see
neighbors to
Missy
the south.
Elliott this summer, and that was in Montreal.
How did you like it?
Oh, I love Montreal. That's a really good, cool city.
Okay, so I have a little story about Montreal.
Yeah.
One of my very best friends from high school. He's done very, very well for himself. He is a kind of a big deal in the finance world, in a good way. But he was like, several years ago, if Trump gets in to the White House again, I and my partner are going to move to Montreal.
Okay.
And guess what? He did it.
Shut up.
He went. Yeah, he moved.
Wow,
He's the only
good for
person that
him.
I've ever known that said
I'm going.
that, and that he did it. And he had already bought his house in Montreal, and so
Is he getting dual citizenship then?
No, I mean no.
How does that work?
I have no
Does he
idea.
have to come back here for a couple of days and go back there because they only have like 90
he
days?
works out of New York City, like his company's
Oh, that's
there.
easy for him.
And so I'm sure it's like
That's a hop
they
skip.
worked it out. Yeah.
That's a hop skip. I love Montreal. You know what I haven't been? I haven't been to Toronto. I've been to Vancouver.
Okay.
I want to go to Toronto, but it's too cold. I don't want to go right now.
Don't
I
go
wanna
to
now.
Toronto.
I don't go to Montreal now. It's too cold.
Toronto's wonderful. You'll love it.
I want to go.
Yeah, you'll love it.
And just the people in Montreal were so nice. Everyone speaks French, Canadian, but everyone speaks English too.
Yeah.
And it is really quite amazing when you go to Canada, the cultural differences.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have the Asian community there. You have a black community,
Right.
Haitian community up there.
Oh, wow.
Jamaican community up there, and Indian community up there too.
Oh yeah, big.
And they all speak French.
French.
Yeah,
You're
I'm like,
what? It just doesn't match up, right?
Yeah.
Right, like,
Food's great, shopping's great. I felt safe walking at night on the streets. The venue that the Missy Elliott concert was gorgeous.
I bet.
Everything was clean.
Was it summer?
It was the summer. It was just this August, or did we go July?
You're
Yeah.
always. I admire you so much for being able to like do that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, a lot of people have the means to travel, but they don't. They're
They don't. They
scared
wanna stay.
or like, whatever about countries and.
But
I
that's
don't
the thing
know.
about being adventurous is like America has a lot to offer in terms of tourism. Absolutely. The reason why me and my brother love travel is because our parents introduced us to travel around the United States. Mom hated flying.
Your mom did.
Oh, she hated it. So we always took road trips. We took family road trips to almost all the states in our Chevrolet.
Loved it.
And
Same
me
here.
and Theron couldn't wait. It would be 3 weeks on the road. Every night we'd be in a new hotel. And we learned about each and every state. We went to museums. We went to parks. We went to, all kinds of places. A black family in the early 80s and 90s doing this,
What
And
was that like when you were going to?
It was awesome.
To like places that might not know that.
As a kid, maybe we didn't recognize it. Maybe my mom and dad did. We did go to the South. We traveled to
I was gonna say.
Mississippi. We went to Alabama. We went to Florida,
Right.
As a kid, me and Theron were like, we're kids. We're like, I can't wait to
Right.
know. Mom, when are we going to have a snack? Where are we going to go? Maybe my parents did that, but my parents were very, my parents were very cool when it comes to that. They were not, they just loved everybody. When you look at my parents' wedding pictures, this is the 1960s now.
Mm-hmm.
My parents' wedding pictures, most of the guests at their wedding were white.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. In the 60s.
Okay. In the 60s.
In the 60s.
Okay.
My parents were big Christian. Now, this is why true Christians really exist, because true Christians don't see color.
It's true.
They don't see color. So when you look at my mom and dad's pictures, before they even passed away, we had a huge diverse colors of friendships and relationships.
Right.
And we did not designate because you're black, white, Hispanic, whatever, you can be a friend. So maybe one day I'll bring my mom's wedding album. You can see it's really quite interesting.
I will.
The 60s fashions were bomb.
You, and I know these
you
photos.
did.
Yes.
Devin did when my mom and dad passed away. Devin and Danny did a video collage for the funerals, and you saw in the funerals who my mom and dad hung out with.
Right.
Yeah. And it was very mixed.
Beautiful people.
And I think that's the reason why me and Theron are like the way we are, where we don't judge people on their color. We judge people on their personality.
And that's the way it should be.
It's the way it should be.
Right. It really should be. Or just the way you are as in religion. We can get into religion or not, stay away from it. But, religion, I was having this conversation yesterday with someone close to me. And I was like, I admire certain, people that are religious that are, as long as they don't ram it down your throat and as long as they live it, like an example of
please don't be a hypocrite. Yes.
And show people like the way instead of like say the way and
correct.
Then go drink
and then do something else.
Drink a bottle of wine right after church or something.
Right. Well, hey, no, easy. I've been drinking a couple glasses of wine after church.
Well, we all have.
It's called Sunday brunch.
But not a bottle on your first drink. But no, it's I digress. But it's like witnessing this on your parents.
Yeah.
Your parents like having this very welcoming circle.
Very welcoming.
Circle
I mean,
in the 60s.
My parents
huge.
walked the walk.
Yeah, they did.
They walked the walk.
Totally.
Being married 55 years, mom and dad didn't cheat on each other. Mom and dad didn't curse.
Right.
There was no physical abuse. There was no emotional abuse. Thank God. I mean, mom and dad got in arguments, but dad never called my mom a B word. Mom didn't call him, didn't call him an ass. Mom had her temper. She had a temper, but she wasn't punching, and my dad wasn't punching. My dad would go in the room and close the door while my mom calmed down. There was times where me and my brother would hear them arguing in the kitchen for whatever, because dad didn't put down the toilet seat. Marriage stuff.
Right.
But thank God mom and dad had the Bible to combine their marriage and make sure that they stood to Bible what was the word? Like principles in terms of respecting your wife, respecting your husband.
Right.
They really held to that, and I think that's I wish I could thank them to this day for that, because it molded me and my brother to be the people who we are now.
Well, and you can see it. I mean, and I say this a lot about the generation. Nothing against the generation of kids right now, but this sounds contrary to that. But it is. I just don't see respect as much anymore in children as I see in people of older generations.
Of course.
Towards older people as well.
Of course.
I don't know what's happened, but it's like I can tell you had great parents.
Thank you.
So yeah. So
thank you.
I can see it when that happens.
And you and Danny put in some care in those videos. So.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't want to start crying. Anyways. Another thing that happened in 2024 is that I gathered a new hobby called junk journaling. And I forgot to bring examples of what junk journaling is, but think of it this way. It's a new way of scrapbooking. Okay. I found this on TikTok.
Really?
TikTok, I'm telling you, why do they want to ban TikTok? I know why. Because they don't want us to learn.
Right.
I learned about junk journaling on TikTok about 6 months ago, and I just started buying all these stickers and journaling books. I bought a bombed. I'm so bummed I forgot. I'm going to bring on my next show.
Okay.
Beautiful leather-bound journal book I got from Paris.
Oh, nice.
And what you do, you can write in it. You can put stickers in it. You can put different types of art pieces, different medium, paint in it, draw in it, do whatever. It's your own personal junk journaling. And I've been doing it for the last 4 or 5 months. And the reason why I've attuned to it, it's helped my anxiety.
Oh, okay.
It's helped my anxiety. When I come home from work, I'm razzled because I'm dealing with a lot of people's, as an insurance broker, I'm dealing with a lot of people's complaints and headaches. And I'm a human being too. So sometimes I take that to my home and then I'm like,
sure.
But now I can like turn it off and just go in my junk journal, draw, write, paint, put stickers and things, pictures from my trips, whatever. And now I have different types of journals, just for straight creating or straight for journal or travel, whatever. And I love it. And because of this junk journaling journey, I've met some really incredible people.
Really?
Yes,
people in the community.
People in the community.
Themselves?
There's things on live. We do junk journaling live TikToks or Instagram. I've been to a few events.
Okay.
I've hosted my own junk journaling event
Really?
at my club.
Okay.
At the Griffin Club. I met some wonderful ladies and gentlemen.
Oh wow.
It's really cool. So what we're doing tomorrow? No, we're doing next week. Oh my goodness, we're doing something tomorrow, Sunday. There's something called a Cupid Letter Club, and what you do is you create greeting cards for the elderly.
That's so sweet.
So we're doing that. I think it's tomorrow.
Nice. So needed.
Yeah, we go and we're meeting at a brewery or something. We meet at some place for brunch tomorrow.
Okay.
I think it's tomorrow. I gotta look at my calendar. There's been so much activity that I love it. Like,
that's awesome.
It's awesome.
It's like a little club.
Yes, I'm meeting new people. This is what I love to do. I love to meet new people. I love to have conversations.
Okay.
And
that sounds like I'd rather do that than a book club because I'm not a good reader and
you're not a good reader. It's like a book club but for journaling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So and these are young girls that are putting this up. Like these are girls in their 20s and early 20s that are creating these great communities. And I'm like, I feel like an old lady. I'm like,
you have to do some insight.
Hi, I'm Shannon. I'm 52. Can I be in your junk journal club?
They're like, who
can you accept me? I'm old. No, they're very welcoming. So yeah, this Cupid letter thing is like you make greeting cards for people in a particular convalescent home, and it's anonymous.
Okay.
And so John and Sally will get a nice little card saying we love them.
Oh my
gosh. It's going to be Valentine's themed.
That's so great.
Isn't that cute?
You should have Simeon you take some photos of all this and do some inserts on like what it looks like because I've never heard of this until like this moment.
Yeah, it's actually a huge movement.
It's really cool.
It's really, really cool. And I literally I'm in an event every weekend in February. Yeah.
For junk journaling.
For junk journaling.
Junk journaling.
Yeah, I'm making it a goal because it's healthy for me.
Okay.
And it's an outlet.
I love this.
I'm a big believer in meditation and breathing and making sure we take care of our mind. I don't want to talk about this now, but I did it. So I opened up the box.
Okay. Talk about it.
I'll talk about it.
Talk about it.
I'll talk about it.
All right.
Okay. So because my mom and dad were diagnosed with Alzheimer's and dementia, I wanted to see if that ran in the family.
Okay.
So I took the APOE4 test.
APO.
It's called the APOE4.
E4. Okay.
And it is. I went to my neurologist. This is a very well-known neurologist at Cedar Sinai.
Okay.
This guy, he looks like he's 19 years old.
Oh my goodness.
But he's really well known. Dr. Ramachandran, I believe. And I had to wait a whole year to book him.
Did you really?
That's how popular he is.
That's how far out he's booked?
Yes.
The popularity.
Super nice doctor.
Okay.
But he's super popular.
Okay.
And so we did a blood test to see if I have this certain strain that could possibly signify that I might have Alzheimer's or I might have the strain of dementia.
Or like the marker.
The markers. There's 4 markers.
There's markers. Okay.
I met all 4.
You met all 4
Most of the population meets 2.
You have 4.
I have 4.
So now you can take steps to mitigate it?
100%.
Okay.
There's no medicine that's going to ever stop Alzheimer's. Not yet.
Not yet.
There's no medicine that's ever going to stop dementia. When we get old, we get old. Mom and dad's dementia hit them in their mid-70s. Early 70s, I should say. But again, Alzheimer's they're saying is the new diabetes 3, type 3 diabetes, because it's, type 3, type 2 diabetes is mostly diet control. Most people who have type 2 are just on metformin or some sort of pill to mitigate their blood levels or insulin, right? Type 1, you got to have usually insulin every day and everything like that. But some people who are type 2, they also had insulin too. Type 3, they're saying that Alzheimer's may be the new type 3 because of blood sugars and the way blood affects your mind and all this stuff. So yeah, it could be also diet controlled. Anyway, with that being said, I encouraged Theron to do it. And he's like, no, I don't want to do it. I want to find out. I'm like, okay, Theron. For me, I want to know what it's going to be like. I don't have any kids. I'm not married.
Right.
So who's going to wipe my ass if
right.
I'm cuckoo, if I'm bonkers?
Right. I know.
If I'm cuckoo for Cocoa
I think
Puffs.
these are the things that keep me up at night.
Right. These are things that keep me up at night. Now, how do we suppress that? By getting a long-term care policy. I did it on TikTok, why long-term care policies are so important.
Right.
When mom and dad were at the end of them and their sickness, me and Theron had to literally get our butts to gear and become the parents and take care of mom and dad and get a nurse. We hired 2 nurses. Then it was enough to where they needed 24-hour care, and then we put them in a living care facility. That might be me in the next 20 years. That might be me in 10 years.
This is the kind of things that families don't talk about until it's
because they're scared to talk about it.
And so I'm going to tell you right now, this is very important. Mm-hmm. Listen to what this woman says. If you might be like subtext trying to sell an insurance policy, but I'm going to buy one, by the way, because this has been something that's always
you and I had this conversation 4 years ago.
My mind, because we live in my family a very long time, and I've been witness of all these people going to the nursing home, and it's just like it's no fun. And like, the sell off of property so the government doesn't get it, or you owe the nursing home this or that and the other. They will take all your money. They will take all your money unless you have a house that you put in a trust and is locked up. You will lose all your money.
That's true.
Okay, so get a long-term health care policy.
Long-term care policy, absolutely. Yeah. You got to realize that when mom and dad, their cost for each of them was close to $4,000 each. That's $8,000 a month. Not a year.
Not a month. Yeah, a month.
A month. Mm-hmm. So imagine your mom and dad right now are at the age and they are having issues, and you need to put them in a living care facility. Do they have long-term care? Do you have long-term care? I had a conversation with my friend Tracy. She wants to get it. It's not cheap. It's not cheap.
That's what's been.
It's based on your age. The longer you guys wait to get long-term care, the more expensive it's going to get. I got my long-term care when I was 40.
You did?
I sure did.
Lucky.
You know how much I pay for it?
$1 a month.
$99 a month. That's it. Now imagine I get it now. I'm 52. That I'd probably be paying $600 a month for it.
Oh my God.
Devin, you got to get on it.
Okay. We'll talk about that later, but yes.
You know what, Devin? We've been all over the place. Let's take a break because we have more tea to spill. And let's talk about something called entertainment, something fun. We got the Grammys tomorrow.
Yes. And
then we got the Oscars coming up. So, Simeon, take us to break. We'll be right back. And let's listen to our new sponsor.
Bon voyage.
Devin, you know me and my travels, right?
Oh, they're legendary.
And I always have to go first class.
First class.
So I am actually planning another trip to Mexico in a couple of weeks, and I've been wearing the same wonderful resort wear over and over again. I really want something fresh and bright and just really makes me look good on the beach. Where should I go?
I do have one suggestion for you. You can go to shopdrea.com and they have all your resort wear needs. As a matter of fact, their motto is resort wear for everywhere, which does include yachts.
Okay, well, I definitely will be on there. Is it good for the curvy girlies?
Absolutely great for the curvy girlies. It sucks you in, as they say.
Oh my goodness. Picture me on the beach and just sipping on a cocktail and having this amazing kimono just on my body and relaxing.
Don't we all need to relax? But we also need to go out in the evening too after we've relaxed all day at the beach. So you can go from beach to brunch just like that.
To dinner?
Yeah, just in the same outfit. Everybody go to shopdrea.com. That's shopdrea.com.
And it's also woman owned.
It is woman owned. We love that.
Well, I'm going to go right now. And you know what? Anyone who needs a great resort wear outfit, make sure you tell them Queen ShanShan sent you at shopdrea.com. All right, we're back. Okay, we're going to talk about we'll talk about the Grammys in a minute. Cause, I'm not too big on the Grammys these days like I used to be. But did you hear about the Tea? The movie that is 13 nominations right now, huge nominations. Emilia Perez. First of all, I'm late. I haven't watched it yet.
You haven't seen it?
I'm going to watch it today or tomorrow. It's on Netflix. Okay.
Yeah.
And Zoe Saldana, she's nominated for Best Actress.
So good. She's going to win.
Yes. Selena Gomez wasn't nominated.
She was not?
She was snubbed.
She probably shouldn't have been. I mean, no tea. But
did you watch it?
But,
do you think her
performance
was
good?
Listen,
I saw most of it, but I mean, there was nothing to write home about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the woman who plays the main character, Gascon, T. So apparently, she's also nominated for Best Actress right now. She did a phenomenal job. I haven't watched the movie.
Amazing.
Was she amazing?
Amazing. Mm-hmm.
So they unearthed some old tweets of hers. Okay. And it was on, the entertainment. This again before the horrible crash that happened on Wednesday. And she said some anti-gay. She's trans. Like, what are you doing? She said the hypocrisy these days. Anti-black, anti-Asian, and anti-Muslim.
Wow. She's like, what is she like?
She unearthed.
What is she like? What's left?
I don't know. Like, what's you are Hispanic, you're gay, you're trans,
right.
And you're talking crap about other marginalized groups. Like, how dare you?
Right.
So I think now her Oscar is now taken away.
Yeah, she wasn't gonna get it anyway.
You don't think she's gonna get it?
No.
You think Demi Moore's gonna get it?
Demi Moore will win the Academy
Did you see
Award.
the movie Substance?
I did see it.
Was that on Amazon or is that Prime or is that Netflix?
It's a new one. It's Mubi.
Mubi.
I think it's Mubi.
Not Tubi.
No, it's I could be completely butchering that, which I probably am, but it's another streaming service.
And I heard the movie Substance. It's like kind of a horror movie. Was it scary?
It's horror, and it's either maybe it's an allegory for the way the monsters in Hollywood.
The monsters in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm, yeah. So yeah, it's very interesting. It's a very, very disturbing.
It is.
Yes, it's disturbing. There's no way to.
Why is it disturbing?
It's because it's very graphic. There's like a lot of things that I don't. Do you want me to say?
So can you say it PG-13?
I mean, it's not. It's just I don't want to give away a plot. So it's basically Demi Moore becomes her younger self.
Okay.
And she sort of hatches this younger self.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, it's pretty graphic on the way it happens.
Okay.
And then come to find out because she wants to it's the age old tale of like beauty in Hollywood. You get older and you got some saggies here.
So there's a reason why there's an eyeball in the picture. Mm-hmm. There's another eyeball. So it's a girl trying to. Okay. Yeah. All right. I gotta watch it.
There's a lot of disturbing things in it. I mean, it's not going to be for everyone for sure, but I can see why she will win.
Did you watch Night Bitch with Amy Adams?
I loved it. Yes.
See, and the people saying that's not for everybody either, and I'm afraid to watch it because they said the ending is also disturbing. And
it's not nearly as disturbing as The Substance.
Okay.
But it's good. I liked it. I can't believe she didn't get nominated.
Yeah, but she was nominated for a Golden Globe.
Yeah, she was. I think it's the name of the movie. It's like
Night Bitch.
I think they may have fell short on that name.
Yeah,
they
maybe
changed it.
They should have changed it. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on? I did finally see Conclave, and I could understand why Ralph Fiennes was nominated. Ralph Fiennes can do no wrong, in my opinion.
He can do no wrong.
He can do no wrong.
He's amazing.
From being a Nazi to being
to
being Voldemort to a chef that kills people. Ralph Fiennes, I always enjoyed him. I hated him so much in what's the movie? The Nazi
Schindler's List.
Schindler's List. Mm-hmm. He was evil. He was horrible.
Right.
But he deserved the accolades in playing that horrible character.
Course. Like amazing movie.
Amazing movie. Mm-hmm. Conclave, he plays a priest in the running to be the Pope. And people are like, oh God, my dad would probably love this movie. My dad loves these historical, not too much actiony, true acting movies. My dad,
heady, like
really thinking,
stuff.
Stanley Tucci. Mm-hmm. My husband's in there. I love Stanley Tucci.
I love him too. So great.
He plays a rival priest that wants it too. I mean, these people, and it shows the actual procedure on how to become a pope.
Right. It's really good.
Very political.
Very political.
Yeah.
It's great. It's beautifully shot. I didn't see all of it. I'm not finished with it yet. I'm just like right to the point where, oh goodness, why am I drawing a blank on her name? Isabella Rossellini.
Yes.
Comes into the movie, and she's fantastic as well. But so that's where I am in the plot.
Okay, you're there. Okay, I forgot that was her in the movie. Mm-hmm. She plays the nun.
Yeah, and she's nominated.
Yeah, she's nominated. Mm-hmm. So, it just shows you how political the priesthood is and how despicable and how, again, hypocritic
The hypocrisy?
The hypocrisy
There we go.
of the Catholic churches.
there you
the
go.
backstabbing. There's backstabbing going on. You know, there
Right.
was a priest that was,
yeah.
the black priest that was from Africa that he wanted to get in. And the other guy sabotaged his, again, watch it.
Watch it.
There's tea.
It is good. Especially if you like that whole, the pageantry.
Yeah.
Like, if
pageantry,
you're
the
Catholic
costumes. My God.
It's very Catholic.
It
to
is
me.
very
It's like,
Catholic.
It has a lot of like pageantry to it.
And there's no God involved at all.
That's
what's so
just like this town. Just like that girl said, the comedian, what was her name? Glazer, that hosted the Golden Globes.
That's right.
It's like this godless town.
This godless town.
The next day, the fires.
Oh,
or 2 days later. Oh my gosh, we'll come back to that.
Yeah.
But okay, so you saw that one. Did you see Honora?
No, I need to see it. What's it about?
Honora's really good. It's about sex workers, basically.
Okay.
It's like that, but it's not like that. It is that, but the girl Honora is a topless dancer, and she does sex work on the side, and she gets involved with this Russian child. I call it child because everybody's a child compared to me. They're in their early 20s, I guess, and so he ends up being very wealthy, this kid. And I don't want to give the plot away, but like things happen.
Where did you see it on?
Things happen. No idea.
You don't know if it was Tubi, Netflix?
I have no idea.
Apple. I'm so
Danny
behind.
just puts it on, and I'm like, I'll watch it.
Okay, I need to see it, and that's nominated for quite a few. Was that a foreign film as well? No,
I don't think so.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
So
no,
I'm
It's definitely not a
behind.
foreign film. And then there's The Brutalist, which
I don't want to watch it. It looks so depressing.
which it says it all because it's 4.5 hours long.
Jesus
Not
Christ.
2.5 or 2.
It's really 4.5. I thought it was 3.5.
4.5.
It's a 4.5 hour movie.
Yeah, it has an intermission. Yeah. So if
Lord
that's,
have mercy.
That's time you'll never get back, but I hear it's really good. And then we talked about Conclave. Now, Dune 2, oh
Love
my
it.
gosh. I had such a great nap in that movie. It was amazing. Really good nap.
You fell asleep?
Sure
How did
did.
you fall asleep with knowing what's going on with Timothy and his love interest? You fell asleep in Dune 2. The beautiful cinematography, the storytelling,
I
the
did.
big worms. Did you not watch the new series that came out with the prequel? Devin, the series was amazing.
That nap.
It's only six
That
episodes.
nap told me everything I needed to know about the next, series or
Did
movie.
Danny watch it? Did Danny like it?
Oh, of course he loved it.
I love stuff like that. You did not like it. So, Dune 3 will be coming out this year.
I know, which will probably be amazing. And I'm not saying that Dune 2 wasn't like great. It was great. It just was like a little slow for me.
Oh, no.
And it's like typically like that. If this is going to be a three-parter, the second,
I
is
love it because
usually like where they get all the stuff out of the way. Oops, I hit the mic. Sorry. They get all the stuff out of the way, and then the third one's going to come along and slay everything. And it's going to win the Academy Award, just like Return of the King. Lord of the Rings. Return of the King.
Right.
It finally won. Although all three of those movies were amazing, the third one finally
won.
took
Maybe
home-
this
took
will.
it
Maybe
home.
the third one will win.
Yeah.
And we cannot forget Wicked.
Okay, so yeah, I think in my heart, I don't know if you agree, it's going to win.
I don't think it's going to win.
I think it's going to win Best Picture.
I think people are talking about this Sonora. I haven't even seen it. And people are saying the buzz is Sonora. I would love for Wicked to win. I definitely want to make sure that Cynthia wins Best Actress.
She won't. Because she has another turn at it next year. So,
But sequels don't win. Sequels don't win.
They do win. Like I was just saying.
Oh,
like
you're
Lord
right.
of the
You
Rings.
just said that. You're right.
So
you're right.
I think. I mean, she could win. She could win.
I think it'd be phenomenal.
It'd be amazing.
A queer black woman winning
Yeah.
Academy Award.
I didn't know she was queer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
Where's my queer card been? Huh. Okay. But yeah, I think it could do it. I think like just all the things that we're going through as a society and as a country and as a world right now,
Mm-hmm.
even though the title is maybe people in the Midwest or what, no shade on you Midwesterners or anything like that, but just people that have never gone to a Broadway show or never even are in that, circle of things. They might not know what Wicked is ever, like what it was, and they might just hear the word and say, "You're Wicked. I don't want to see that."
Mm-hmm.
You know?
But it opened their eyes.
But they don't know that it's a great story of like perseverance and like how
acceptance,
overcoming evil and being accepted.
Exactly.
So I think we need that right now in our in our lives. But,
absolutely.
You know,
I don't think Ariana's going to win for supporting, even though she was fantastic. I think probably Zoe will. No, she was best actress. No, she was supporting. She's supporting.
Yeah,
I think Zoe's going to win for the.
She will win that.
Yeah. There's again more movies I haven't seen yet. Again, I got to see Substance, the Nickel Boys.
The Nickel Boys supposed to be amazing.
Yes,
haven't seen it.
I'm still
really
here.
Late.
That is the.
It's a Brazilian movie.
Yes.
And the actress in it is she's nominated for Best Actress. I'm sorry, I can't think of her name right now. But interesting fact about her is that she's the second female actress from Brazil to be nominated for an Academy Award. Guess who the first one was? Her mother.
No.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Who's her mother?
Her mother is, what is it?
Got you off guard.
I'm Still Here's, mother. I'm Still Here's actress's mother. That girl.
All right, we have to find out who you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know the name.
Okay, and then A Complete Unknown. I have no desire. I'm not a big Dylan fan. Timothy Chalamet is nominated for.
Yeah, he's nominated for it, right?
Dylan, what's his name? Bob Dylan. I just not digging that music. It's very folky. It's beyond my time. I never thought he was a good singer. It's like
it's kind of whiny and
whiny. So he's got great messages, great political messages for his time, and he had very poignant songs. But I have no desire to see that movie. Sorry, Tim. I love you. But I don't want to see A Complete Unknown. I don't.
We call him Tim, right?
I call him Tim. Me and Timothy are really besties.
You mean Lola's ex-boyfriend?
Did they break up?
They dated in high school.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
They went to the same high school.
What?
Yeah, they did.
Okay. So that's just a breakdown. We're not going to get into everything else, but that's the breakdown of the best movies. So let us know what you think. What are your opinions on what do you think the best picture is going to be for 2025?
I have another thing I want to say about it too. It's like all these movies. I mean, I think the majority of the movies, people haven't seen those movies.
Because they're not mainstream.
Yeah, I mean, let's get back to movies that are not that they're not good movies, but let's get back to movies nominations that are people saw them and they're like, yes, I think that is the best picture. Actually have an opinion about it instead of some snob, in a critic talking about what should be the best movie.
Well,
what are they doing?
The Golden Globes did introduce that new category of the blockbuster.
Yeah,
so that's a great category, the blockbuster.
But, I don't think it's fair to have critics sit there and nominate all these movies nobody's ever heard about, and they get all this glory, and they're like, listen, I love and I'm welcoming to everybody, but you tell me how many people are going to go see a musical about a person that is a drug cartel member in Mexico that decides to have a sex change. That's and then it's a musical.
It's a musical
at the same time,
and it's
groundbreaking. I love it.
It's in
I
Spanish,
love the concept.
so you got to read the subtitles.
Yeah, and it's done by it's French.
By a French
Frenchman that directed it. So I love all of that. I love it. I mean, it's just not for everybody, and I feel
not for everybody.
I feel like we need to get back to things that are more for everybody, so people don't feel
excluded.
Devin,
but then again, the argument is we want those type of films to open up the minds of the Midwesterners, the people.
It's just not. It's never going to happen. So it's let's focus on things that are more common.
Yeah, but I understand your argument there. But if we don't have these other movies that are very artsy fartsy, then the children and the kids and people even my age, we don't see that other side of life. Yes, you're right. It's such a far-fetched movie. Trans Spanish woman who is a gangster, part of the cartel that killed people, has to go into hiding and becomes a woman, but she always knew that she was trans. It's a musical. Absolutely. Who's the audience? Obviously, there's an audience that saw it.
Yeah, but it's an amazing film. It really is. But
I gotta watch it.
Feel like, you would sort of like to have these conversations with. I like to have this conversation with my sister. You gotta watch She'd be like 5 minutes in, like, what is this?
What about your brother?
Oh, please. My gosh. No, thank you. Yeah, but so like,
well, that's why we still have the Jurassic Parks. We got a Jurassic Park freaking new movie coming out this summer.
Yeah.
Like, we need another 10th Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
We need another Marvel movie. We need another Hulk movie that's coming out next week. You know, the Avenger movie. Like, I love those movies too. But I also want something called sustenance. I want to love a character. Again, I haven't watched the Amelia Perez, and I love musicals. We were raised on musicals, so I just haven't had a chance to sit down for 2.5 hours to look at it. But we have the junk movies, the big blockbusters, and the Deadpools, and all the comedies that we went to. But I that's art. Art is subjective.
Well, it is. Then it should be. It is art, right? Movies are art, an art form. So it should be like the Art Awards, Academy Award Art Award. I mean, it's like it is. It's.
That's why we have the Independence, Independence films, which is the day before the Academy Awards. You have those,
but people don't even see that.
People don't see it.
I don't know. I sorry to rant here, but it's just
you have a great point of view.
I just feel that like the movies that we should all talk about should be something we can all talk about.
I think that's a great point you made, absolutely. But if we were in a circle of friends right now, you would say the same thing, and someone else would agree with you, but someone else wants to go see a next Spider-Man movie, and then I want to go see a next musical.
Well, yeah.
Someone wants to see a drama. So we would have a huge circle of conversation about, and then you'd be introducing me to these blockbusters, and I'd be introducing you to these artsy fartsy films. So I love the conversation that would bring, so people are aware of these different art forms.
Well, it's to the point where there's a shaming about it. Like you're like, oh, I liked I don't know what did we watch a few nights ago? Something that had like a 25 on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I loved that film. I can't think of it. What was the film? I don't remember.
Okay.
It's 2 in the moment. I would have wrote it down if I had known we were going to talk about it.
Because you and Danny, you guys see movies. Every day.
I'm a movie watcher because they're like done and over, and a series is too much of a commitment. But that's it. I just like.
Yeah.
I just like it.
I gotta watch. You love scary movies. You love horror movies.
Love scary movies.
I don't know how you do it all the time.
My thing.
Did you watch Presence yet?
No.
That's the one where it's the point of view of a ghost.
No.
It's a haunted house, and this family moves into a house. It just came out last week. Steven Soderbergh directed it.
Oh, then it's really good. I
know
know
it's gonna be
exactly
amazing.
what you're talking about now.
So this family moves into a house, and the camera is from the point of view of the ghost.
Oh, I see.
Instead of the point of view from the family saying, "Oh, we're haunted," so this ghost haunts this family, and you see what the ghost is going through and seeing whatever.
Like,
and apparently, there's a catch. There's a big spin at the end.
It's called Presence.
Okay,
I'm gonna watch it.
All right, you love scary movies. I can't be scary. I like psychological movies, but not like blood guts. I don't like that.
Oh, the movie was. I think it was the movie that I told you about. Speaking of Psycho, the son of Psycho.
The son of Psycho.
And like that
movie's coming out.
Sounds like Long Legs was the name of the movie.
Long Legs. He directed that movie?
Yeah.
He did, because he has a movie coming out that's in a couple months.
Right.
Osgood.
Osgood Perkins.
He directed Long Legs.
Yes. So good.
Why is that movie good? I don't want to see anything with decapitations and body parts.
Well, I don't think
and you said it was like Silence of the Lambs, kind of.
Yeah, you don't see that. It's very Silence of the Lambs to me, meaning like there's a psychopath, serial killer, and then there's a person that's in the FBI. So it's very much
it's like
that.
So, and Nicolas Cage plays the psycho killer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh. It's good.
All right.
It's really good.
We've already talked way too much longer for this segment. We this. Right. Hello. It's like you're in our living room right now.
Right.
We're going to be right back, and we're going to talk about our new segment. We'll be right back.
Dagnabbit. Shannon, I just opened my insurance bill, and do you know what? That it went up 60% from last month.
I can hear it, and I understand it.
Well, this kid, he rear-ended us as we were coming out of the driveway, and that's our fault, evidently 60% and 40% his.
You know what, Devin? It's been happening a lot these last 2 years, and insurance is out of control. But you know where you can go?
Where?
SD Langhorne Insurance Services, a.k.a. ShanShan, and they will shop for you. They actually will answer your call, too. So why don't you go on their website, shanshan.com, look at the wonderful services they offer. They offer auto insurance, renter's insurance, life insurance, disability, business insurance, health insurance as well, and they will shop for you.
I bet they will. They sound great.
Contact them today, look at their website, shanshan.com, and make sure you tell them Queen ShanShan sent you. All right, we are back, and so I decided to have a new segment because you guys follow me a lot on Instagram and TikTok, and I really appreciate that. I mean, when I post a story, I can't believe all the followers I get in the comments and everything, and then my following has increased on TikTok. So I'm like, I argue with myself because I'm just talking to the camera. I feel like I'm talking to a chamber, an echo chamber sometimes. But then I get the responses and I get the replies, and I really appreciate that. So we're gonna have a new segment called "Don't Argue with Me, Argue with Your Mama." Okay?
Ooh.
Don't argue with me, argue with your mama.
And we know you're not supposed to argue with your mama.
Exactly. So that means.
Yep.
So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna put it out there right now.
Okay.
DEI. Such a bad word these days.
How do you spell that?
DEI. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. I got my notes out because I don't want to miss anything for you guys. It is an integral aspect of today's corporate landscape, and its impact on businesses is significant. Now, remember, you guys, DEI is not brand new. It just didn't start with the Biden administration. It didn't start with the Obama administration. DEI inclusivity has always been in corporations since the civil rights movement, since the 60s. Okay? The meaning of DEI is diversity is embracing the differences everyone brings to the table, whether there are someone's race, age, ethnicity, religion, gender, sexual orientation, physical ability, or other aspects of social identity. Equity is treating everyone fairly and providing equal opportunities. Inclusion is respecting everyone's voice and creating a culture in which people from all backgrounds feel encouraged to express their ideas and perspectives. I don't see anywhere it says this only means Black people. I don't see anywhere it says this only means Hispanics and Latinos. I don't see anywhere it says this only means the LGBTQIA community. Do you see that? Do you see that, dummies? Don't argue with me, argue with your mama.
Uh-huh. Okay.
The reason why this is important is because we all want to feel involved and encouraged. And it also includes people with disabilities, whether it could be intellectual disabilities or physical disability. When I go to my grocery store, Vons, I like going to my and Vons, I hope you're watching. I would love to be sponsored. When I go to my local Vons grocery stores, most of the baggers are physically disabled, okay? Or mentally disabled. They may have Down syndrome. They may be what's another word? Not Down syndrome, autistic, which is not a mental disability. That's a behavioral disability. But they hire these people.
Right.
So you're saying that we don't want to hire these people to improve their lives so they can feel worthy in the environment. They can feel that they are a part of society. We don't want to hire them because they're working hard. They're bagging groceries. They're helping me with putting my groceries in the car, and they are super sweet. They're hard workers. You don't want to involve them because you don't want to include them. Gotcha. What about the people who also help us when we have ADA people who are helping us, who are people who are disabled in terms of getting on the airplanes, getting on the buses? There are millions of corporations out there that help people get through this. Do you not want to continue on funding them? because most of those are funded by Medicare, Medicaid, and also federal programs. That means that you want to get rid of those DEI programs. Again, it's not because of the black people, okay? It's inclusivity.
Did you know that it also includes veterans?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
I do.
They don't include veterans.
Yes. Diversity means we value and recognize and respect everyone's unique qualities and attributes. Equity means to guarantee fair treatment, access, opportunity, and advancement for all while striving to identify and eliminate barriers that we have prevented the full participation of some groups. So you guys already killed affirmative action. This has nothing to do with affirmative action.
But
you guys killed that.
They think it does.
Supreme Court ruled against the affirmative action because of Trump. Mm-hmm. Now you guys want to kill DEI. Why? It's not about what you think it is, okay? DEI became very popular, if you guys remember, during the George Floyd protests. And then the companies came aboard. Oh, yeah. We're going to now get diversity, inclusive corporations involved. We're going to have groups. We're going to have meetings every week about making sure that everyone's... What was wrong with that? Y'all hired executives to make sure that everyone felt comfortable and included. You have to realize that when you have a fire department or a police department or other types of enforcement, they have to have DEI training to make sure that they know how to take care of a certain type of person who's committing a law. You know, what if you are what if you are chasing a criminal who's deaf? Do you know how to communicate to that deaf person, that blind person, that person who doesn't speak Spanish or doesn't speak English or speaks another language? That's part of the DEI. So again, yeah, you're running out a criminal who committed a crime allegedly, but there's a certain type of way to handle that so you're not infringing on their human rights. Okay? This is why DEI is important. Why DEI is important in the workplace and schools: inclusive hiring, equitable employee benefits, pay equity audits, inclusion leadership training, inclusive performance management, disability inclusion, like I was just saying, allyship training, harassment prevention. Why did we have sexual harassment in our workplaces since the Anita Bryant debacle let's remember who is still on the SCOTUS team, Clarence Thomas, the only black man, and he was a Republican, who was allegedly found for sexual harassment. What did that do 30 years ago? It implemented corporations to have sexual harassment programs in the workplace, in their manuals, in their work manuals because of that situation. He said, what did he say? There was a pube on my Coca-Cola to Anita Bryant. Anita Hill. That was the secretary? That was his assistant?
I don't know.
Anyway, she was on the administrative team. She filed a sexual harassment. Did she win?
She did.
Okay.
I thought.
But he's still our freaking SCOTUS.
Right.
He's still a Supreme Court justice.
I feel like she did.
Which is insane to me.
She could have very well lost.
So is that DEI? Is the SCOTUS DEI? We have one black woman. We have one black man. We have a Hispanic lady. And the rest are all white. Mm-hmm. Is that DEI? Should we let those people go? I mean, yes, I think they should be gone, regardless of DEI or not, because they're horrible people. But this is what I'm talking about. So when you guys say you want to get DEI away, what are you really saying?
Yeah, I know you're asking the audience, but me as the token white man in the room, it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I spent my career in corporate life, a lot of years in the corporate life, and I do remember up to a certain time, you look around the table and it's just like, everybody looks like me here. Mm-hmm. Why doesn't anybody look like Shannon, or my best friend growing up, who's Filipino, Michael Domingo, smartest man that I know. I shouldn't say his name, but I guess that's his name. One of the smartest people I know. And why aren't there more?
This is America.
Like that?
America is a melting pot.
Yeah.
That is what the founding fathers fought for, Devin, is inclusivity. Yes, we had slavery. We had to get rid of that, first of all. We did. And then it was a slow rise to inclusivity. But the founding fathers, they're not from here. They were from England. They were from other countries. Okay? And so they wanted to make sure they had the opportunity. So why are we going back? Why do you guys want to go back? Make America great? No. You guys want to go back to the 1930s, 1920s, where it's all white. I'm not going to be surprised if I see in the South white bathrooms only again.
You left out the important word, again. Okay, so again to them that's again.
Yeah.
That was great.
That was great for them.
They wanted.
That's good. Yeah. Sorry, it's not going to happen. There's too many of us. 45% of Americans, it'll be 50% by, they said, the next 5 years. 45% of Americans are not white.
45%.
45% of Americans are not white.
Yeah.
They're not white. They are of color. So that is going to continue to grow, whether you like it or not, whether you want to get rid of get rid of the illegals. And that's another thing. Don't argue with me, argue with your mama. Illegal immigrants are not just Hispanics and Latinos. Illegal immigrants are also European. They're also Asian. They're also Australian. They could be New Zealand. They could be African. They're not, that just burns me up. So you're saying that ICE is only looking for Latino. Maybe they are. But they're not just the elite. It's just ridiculous to say that all Hispanics and Latinos are most of them are illegals. No, it's not. We have other countries that have stayed here illegally. I could care less. They're still paying taxes. They're still working. As long as they're not committing crimes, I could give 2 Fs about it. That's me.
That's you. And I think, and I'm just going to try to speak to a little bit of the other side of like probably what there might be if they're listening and they're hearing you. And that segment was like, well, we're just looking to get the criminals out. Okay. Yeah. I agree. If you're in this country illegally, and you're doing crimes, you obviously got to get going. But, you got to scratch a little deeper too as well, because, the Trump ran on most of the things that everything that he's doing, he campaigned on. He is fulfilling it.
The Project 2025.
Yeah. So, and, they spoke of like, in Ohio, they were eating cats or dogs or whatever it was. And, like people legitimately believed that. So we need to talk about real quick about this segment of society, the I don't know if you want to say the DEIs that voted for this man.
Correct. The ones who are also maybe in trouble from birthright citizenship. He wants to get rid of birthright citizenship, which means if your parents were illegally here, but you're born here, you have become an American citizen. Not only does he want to take your parents back to wherever country you came from, he wants you to go too.
You have to go with them.
Now, there is a court, the judge that has temporarily suspended that because it's unconstitutional.
Yeah, it literally says that. There's no mixing those words up.
It's unconstitutional.
If you were born on the U.S. soil, you
are a U.S. citizen. If I was born in Portugal, I would be a Portuguese citizen. If I came here and applied for citizenship, it could take years, but then I would be applying for U.S. citizenship. I would have dual citizenship. We want you guys to be legal here, of course, but I'm not about taking and tearing families apart.
Yeah.
Let's get these people legally, let's get them taken care of. And I have friends, I'm not going to say their names, and I know you guys are watching. I have friends that are legally here, and I love them to pieces, but it is expensive to become a legal citizen. It's not you just don't go to your State Department and put an application. You got to get an attorney.
Yeah.
And these people are really just fighting to put food on their table and a roof over their head, not to spend $10,000 for an attorney. They want to become legal citizens, but they just can't afford it. Okay? Let's make it more accessible instead of just turning them away and kicking them out of the country. So they can provide and they can sustain in society. They can be inclusive in society. One more thing before I go, because my producer says we have to wrap it up. DEI corporations like Target, Walmart, Ford, Coors, Budweiser,
Costco.
No.
Oh.
Costco is continuing
you're saying
their
that
DEI.
these are against them.
These are
against them. Okay, got it.
corporations that
Right.
are against them.
Okay, got it. Sorry.
If you feel it's necessary to boycott, do it. Do what you want. I don't, is it really going to hurt them? It might. But you got to remember that there are Black-owned companies that sell their product in these stores. There are women-owned companies that sell their product in their stores. So be careful when you say you want to boycott the Targets and the Walmarts, okay? The Amazons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to continue supporting them either, but you can support the products that are sold in their stores. So go to your Costco, because Costco is continuing their DEI initiatives. Thank you, Costco. You'll be getting more money from me.
Yeah.
Apple
Yes.
as well, which is funny because Steve, what's his name? The president, the Apple was at the Tim Cook was at the inauguration.
He was side-eyeing everybody.
So Target, the ones that are ending DEI is Target, Walmart, Home Depot. SHRM, which is the huge HR organization, SHRM. They're a huge HR corporation that wants to end DEI. Now, that's not calling the kettle black.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So let's watch out for that, but at the same time, let's support the women-owned companies, the Black-owned companies, the Hispanic-owned companies, the gay companies, the gay corporations in these stores, because they still need your representation. They still need your dollars. But if you can go to the Dollar Tree, which is still accepting DEI initiatives, go to the Dollar Tree. You're going to get better. You can get cheaper paper towels there anyway than Target.
Sure can. I like the Dollar Tree.
That's my end to argue with your mama. Don't argue with me.
And you better drop that mic and walk out.
Bam!
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll be right back. As always, as you guys know, we are huge Madonna fans. So we're going to have Simeon cue that music before this segment comes up. What are you looking at? What you talking at?
Well, I mean, today's Madonna news is that she's just great.
I love Madonna. We always do a Madonna minute. So
Anyway,
what's the story?
So she's got a documentary coming out. It's like I don't know if it's going to be on Netflix or what if it's going to be on. If it's like a several-part series, docu-series, and it's called Becoming Madonna. So tells her life story. Obviously, I keep hitting the mic, Simeon. I'm sorry, but in bigger news, I think that she just posted on Instagram a few days ago that she she was at the opening of Baz Luhrmann's new restaurant in New York City. Don't know the name of it, but she was there with him, took all these photos. So, which leads me to wonder, is he going to be directing the biopic for Madonna? Because what has he done?
Biopic or the documentary?
The biopic. The documentary's done. Okay. So she's back on the biopic for herself now, trying to write a script again. And
right.
So,
it could be a clue.
Baz Luhrmann, whatever.
Baz Luhrmann. If you guys don't know who Baz Luhrmann is, he's the one who literally directed Moulin Rouge, Elvis. He directed Romeo and Juliet, and the latest. What was his latest and greatest?
I thought it was Elvis, but
Elvis. Yeah, it was the latest and greatest. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's known as a connoisseur musical director, but not your typical traditional musicals.
Yeah.
And he has a really good eye for color and cinematography. Mm-hmm. And if he's going to be directing that biopic for Madonna, I'm all about it.
I'm there.
We are there. We're going to be at the premiere.
Yeah, that's the Madonna Minute.
100%. And that's the Madonna Minute. Devin, where has the time gone? You and I have been chit-chatting like we are best friends. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's like,
you're in my kitchen right now.
It's like, no, where's the fried chicken? Are we going to eat that in a minute?
Usually fried chicken, mashed potatoes, green beans, and macaroni and cheese. Plus, I'd have a cocktail. I have not been drinking, by the way, since mid-December.
Oh, wow. Good.
Now, it's not because I'm doing a dry January. It's just I'm drinking. You're not drinking either.
Yeah, I can't. I have some mouth issues that
I'm
going through. But yeah, I don't drink much anyway. And now I'm like, I haven't drank at all.
I haven't been drinking at all. And, so... I'm on a different type of journey, so I'll talk about that maybe in our next segment or next show. But I want to also give props to my brother. He's the one who designed our new label. This is it, A Broadcast Podcast. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and also Facebook. I will post all those as well. Where can we find you, Devin?
You can find me at 555-1212. Remember, that's the old information number. 55, wasn't it?
Or it was 411. You still don't have 411 on the
411.
But we have something called Google now.
That used to be like it was a movie, like if you saw a phone number in a movie, it was like 555.
You just dated us.
Just call me at 555.
You just dated us.
I'll pick up. That's where you
How
can find
dare
me.
you?
Yeah.
I'm not 50. I'm 39.
Yeah, I thought you were 2 months younger than that. But it's been a joy to be here with you on your show.
Thank you.
And to be a part of this,
Thank
this
you.
journey that you've been on. Yeah.
And again, we want to say thank you to our sponsors as well. Napoli Naturals, Shop Drea. I'm saying it right. ShopDrea.com. Fit Gym, Heather Thomas, Exquisite Dentistry, My Insurance Company, and just all of you guys watching again. We've had a good time. It's so good to be back in 2025. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on. But we're going to be here for you. We want to get your opinions. We want, if there's any kind of guests you want me to have next, please email me. Let me know. We want to have a true broad opinion. That's the reason why we call this a broadcast podcast. We want Devin's opinion. We want your opinion. We want everyone's opinion, because what do we do here? We are inclusive. Come on. This is a DEI podcast.
That's right.
Right?
DEI. It's spelled DEI.
So thank you again so much. And as always, thank you for listening to Abroad.